Hello, my name is Rosa Trujillo, and I'm currently the Assistant Director of Career Education and Counseling at the Career Development Center. And I just want to say a warm hello to all of you. I know we're not face-to-face, but I think this is really nice that at least you get to see me, and hopefully I will get to see you in one day as you engage with our services. But I'm super excited to share with you kind of like resources as well as kind of tips as you support your students in this year, in this very interesting year that we're entering into. And with that said, I do want to quickly introduce myself. So again, Rosa Trujillo, identify with she, her, hers. And then some things that I identify too, I'm a first generation college student. I'm a first generation professional. I identify as Latina. I also have very special liaisonships. So I have a liaisonship to the College of the Arts. I have a liaisonship with the Dream Success Center and with our Workability 4 contract, which works very directly with our students with disabilities. And that just means that I get a chance to work very closely with faculty, staff, student orgs within my liaison role, but I'm still a generalist, as all our counselors are. So we serve all of you, right? So you can still come to me, you can come to any of our counselors regardless of our liaisonship. I also, I studied at UC Riverside. I was an English major. I was also, one of my first jobs was being a peer mentor. So I have definitely a special love for peer mentor programs. I think it's what made me successful as a first generation college student. So that's why I always love to do this presentation with your program. It's just, it holds a special place in my heart. I did graduate from Cal State Long Beach twice for my 2 master's degrees, so I am a double alumni, very proud of our campus. Something that's very unique about me, I am a storyteller, so I love to tell stories. I love to capture them, I love to hear them, and I also love to use that as a framework for working with students and thinking about how their journey really is a story. And then some fun things about me, I love anime. Just finished watching The Tower of God, which was amazing, still shocked, processing. I'm also into horror films, grew up with horror films. I love art, and I'm really a huge foodie. You'll always see me post something on Instagram, like something on Instagram that is food related. So just a little bit about me so you don't feel like we're complete strangers. And then I do want to start out with, before we begin going into our services, kind of like the mission and vision of the Career Center. To me, this is our compass. So when I do this presentation to every generation of peer mentors that I've had an ability to present this to, I always start here, because when you think about our center, I hope you think about what we really are trying to do, which is this, right? We're trying to educate and empower our students through the process of self-discovery and exploration through personal development as they prepare for the career success in the global workforce, right? We're talking about regional, local, every aspect, right? And then again, our core purpose is to assist in that process, that very complex process. So we do that in multiple ways. To be honest with you, all our efforts would not be run without all our 3 teams. We're divided into our career counseling team, which is very student facing. We work with our students. We have our employer engagement team, which works very closely with employers to really get them to come to campus and engage with us. And then we have our admin team, which is comprised of like our IT, our fiscal analyst. And none of this, anything that I'm about to present to you, would not be coming forth if it wasn't for all 3 of our teams coming together under our leadership. So I always like to credit all 3, because if it wasn't for all of them, you wouldn't have what we have today. Going in, how do we help our students, right? I wanted to show this picture. This is actually one of our career peer advisors, Sarah. So she works very well, very closely with our students. And this is actually the space that you will be accustomed to seeing our one-on-ones, right? I always like to talk about career counseling because it is so unique in terms of its services. It's really what I like to call it, let's talk it out. And I say talk it out because our counseling sessions feel very much like this picture, like a coffee talk. It's really engaging in a space where if you don't know what you want to do for the rest of your life, right, which we will always talk about and unpack, because we always tell students you can switch your careers through your lifetime. But really, it is that space for you to kind of think about what could be the possibilities, right? A lot of our students are multi-potentialites, meaning they're interested in so many different things, and sometimes society tends to tell us pick one route. And so career counseling is so unique, again, because it really is a talking out session. Like, let's talk it through. What are the things that you're worried about? So we do everything from like thinking about your major, resume review, mock interviews, career planning, like literally thinking about graduate school. We do everything under the sun that you may be concerned about when you're thinking about what do I do after graduation. We even have assessments that we tell students you can take advantage of. I would say for all of you, MBTI, strong interest inventory, strengths, like all of them are really great. MBTI is personality based, like are you more introverted, extroverted? How do you see the world? How do you work with others? Strengths really looks at your core strengths and how do you talk about those? How do you strengthen those? And then strong interest inventory tells you what are some interest areas and what are some jobs related to that. So if there's anything that complements, you can definitely start researching and thinking about what are the steps I need to take. We also do drop-in advising. So before we used to do it in our center, but now we do it virtually through our chat. So on CareerLink, which I will show you, you'll actually get to see what that looks like. So how do we connect you with employers? Again, I know we are in the middle of pandemic, so I hope you are all well and safe. And I know that one of the main worries that our students have is like, well, am I even going to find a job? Like, how is COVID going to impact all of this, right? So I do want to let you know, yes, we're in the middle of a pandemic, but companies are still hiring. It is a lot slower. It did get slower, but it's not going to end. So please, if your student is ever worried, if you're worried, reassure yourself and your student. There are still companies that are hiring. Now, there are some jobs, certain jobs that it might be harder to make remote, right? So I am talking to our College of Natural Science and Mathematics students who may need to be there physically, right? So the process may look a little slower in terms of hiring, but companies are still interested in hiring, right? So again, just something to keep in mind as you engage with your students. Here's a sample of kind of like the employers that have visited or engaged with us in some sort of way. And then this year, again, because we are amidst COVID, we are doing all of this very virtually. So I'm going to show you a couple of pictures just in some of the events that really help you all connect with our employers, and will connect your students too. This is a snapshot of the Internship Academy, which was done last year. And I love this picture because this is exactly what our programming does. It unites students who have a common question about their career, and we try and create community. So employers are interested in engaging with you, past alumni, current professionals. They're all interested in the talent that Cal State Long Beach produces, because we're so unique in all our pathways and what we want to do to change the world. So please tell your students we will be having these events in some way, shape, or form, especially our industry spotlights. We're going to have 2 this semester. So please be on the lookout for those dates. And actually, at the end of this video, you'll see a little quick snapshot on Save the Date. So don't worry, I got you. You also have collaborations with colleges. So this is my collaboration with the College of the Arts. So also, this is a great way for you to kind of tell your students, keep tabs on your department, because a lot of times we have so many events that the Career Center participates in because we partner with so many different people on campus, that we have either more events that we don't even put on our calendar because they are in partnership with our departments, or other centers on campus. So always be on the lookout. Always look through your department website, ask your supervisors, is there any unique collaborations going on? And the best way you can even know through us is actually going in our social media, which I will show you at the very end of our video here. And then I just want to reiterate, we're going to be virtually connecting, right? So that just means that, you know, again, we are in the midst of a pandemic. However, this does not mean that it stops us as a center, nor you as a person, nor your students, right? It just prompts us to ask, how are we going to reinvent how we engage with other people, right? How do we still keep that sense of community? So this is a snapshot of just an event that I did with my Liaison College, and it was us going over an elevator pitch and having a guest artist review those pitches while students were kind of listening in. So again, the Career Center, we're dedicated to find how can we continue to navigate this virtual space, but also embrace the fact that this is a cool challenge. Years from now, students are going to tell us, how did we do it? And we're going to be able to tell that cool story. Our services calendar and info, I will review at the very end, so you all have that. And then finally, please follow us through CareerLink and through all our social media. So definitely Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. These are all avenues where you can get engaged with us in the things that we're going to be doing in the week, in the semester, especially Instagram. A cool part about that too is I am in charge of social media. So if you direct message in any way, the person that's answering is myself. So hopefully you have now a face to our social media pages. I'm more than happy to answer any question along the way. With that said, this is the part that I usually, I end my kind of presentation, and I show you what is it, where should you actually direct your students to. So when you want more information or you want to show students like our job postings, anything like that, I would say go to SSO. You want to go to CareerLink, and hopefully this is a familiar page for some of you. When it loads, because I know this is the part that kind of tends to lag a little bit, you're going to see your home page. So in the home page, you're going to see on the left-hand side so many tabs, right? But usually the tabs that I emphasize with students are the jobs and internships tab. We also have our events tab, so that's where you can all see our workshops, our job fairs that are coming up. And this is also where you create your counseling appointment. So again, I would say keep a lookout for the counseling appointment one, because that could be something that your student may have a really in-depth question, and you can say, that's a great question, but let's direct that to a career counselor and let me show you how to do that. So on the left-hand side, again, you can go to counseling and calendar, you can go to counseling appointment, and this is where you can also yourself book an appointment, right? You can walk the student step by step. All you have to do is request new appointment. It will give the student the ability to select either career counselor, day and time, and all they have to do is just click a button and they have already created the appointment. Now, again, just as a reminder, everything is virtual, so we're not doing anything on campus. We're not meeting our students on campus for counseling appointments. So what that means is that we will send them a Zoom link. Same thing with our webinars. Either the Zoom link will be there for registering, or there'll be an email sent to register. So just tell your students that, double check their email, double check when they RSVP to make sure to look for a Zoom registration link, because that's how we're going to enable them to enter into our webinars or have our meetings with them one-on-one through those career counseling appointments. Again, there's so many things on CareerLink that I would say, like, you know, I could definitely do hours just to show you what we have. So please explore. Explore your own homepage, explore the multiple search sites that we have through jobs and internships. It's just a wealth of information that, again, could take us hours. So I will just stop there. The other area I would highly recommend, go to our website, especially if students are saying, hey, would love like some resume tips. There isn't a webinar coming up. Here's something that you can direct them to, resume and cover letters, job searching resources for COVID. This is also where we're going to have in our, this is what we call like our banners, right? We're going to have them kind of circle if there's any new events coming up. So always keep this in tabs. This is something I would highly recommend you sharing with your students as well. So. But with that said, I know it was such a quick kind of like overview of all our services. I do want to end by again extending my thank you